Hello friend, my name is Asindra and today I'm going to continue playing for you Autumn's Journey by Apple Cider. Now last time we met Kerr and brought him to a shrine and he got his power back because his master took away his powers and turned him into a human or something. He got a small amount of his power back. But anyways, he's walked away and we're gonna go after him, I'm assuming. Well, that's promising at least. What will you do next? Do what he ordered me to do and become normal again. I can handle this on my own. Ah, so you don't need to follow me. I had to anyway. There was only one way out of the cave. But as soon as we were in the open air, Kerr took off running with a grace and speed I'm not sure any real human, heaven kind could ever replicate. I blinked once, and sure enough, I was alone. I scratched the back of my head, still absorbing what just happened. You're welcome? Burying my head in my hands, I shook out my hair in frustration. Was I expecting something from this? Well, a thank you would have been nice. I tapped my sword hilt for reassurance. It's what a knight does. They help the weak and demonstrate their generosity when it is needed. Well, Kerr's not weak anymore. He can definitely take care of himself now. I guess my duty is done. Mission complete. Just some experience as a reward and a discarded walking stick. Deciding not to linger any longer, I started walking back towards Berri. My parents would certainly be worried by now. Chapter 2, Welcome Back. I trekked back through the forest, careful to avoid any more wild animals. When I reached a spot where I had previously set up camp, I decided to take a quick break to eat. I unwrapped my bread and cheese, poking half-heartedly at their grainy texture as I stared at the remains of the campfire. As I was about to take a bite, I had an odd feeling of discomfort and glanced sideways. Am I really imagining things? I sighed. Kerr, I know you're there. You don't have to hide. There was only silence at first, but I heard a rustle and turned my head again. Seriously, you just moved to another location. I hope you weren't going to wait until I was asleep to steal my stuff. I wasn't planning to do anything like that. Kerr reluctantly emerged from behind one of the bigger trees. His expression looked conflicted, and I could tell he did not want to be with me again. Welcome back! Did you miss me? No, but then I realized I wouldn't be able to find the next altar without you. Well, you're out of luck. I don't know where the whereabouts of any other dragon caves, nor am I carrying more apple tarts if you were hungry. There really is no reason to stick with me. You'll need to get another guide or find someone else that can help. But I don't want to go through the trouble of finding anyone else, at least until I get my bearings. I have no clue where to go from here. A small idea formed in my head. Wait, perhaps I could accompany Kerr to Oliver. If I explain the situation to Mom, maybe she'll consider writing me the knight recommendation letter. Then if you'd like, I'll accompany you to Berri. From there, we can travel to Oliver. It's a huge city. You could probably find directions to other altars there. Does that sound acceptable? He grumbled in agreement and sat down on the fallen log I was using, but near the edge to leave plenty of space between us. My master also asked for me to interact with the heaven kind more, and I've already been with you long enough. Nice to know I'm tolerable to be around. And your master doesn't seem that bad. Shh, he has an interest in working with heaven kind. I guess he didn't like it when one of his pupils didn't share his point of view. At least he was kind enough to curse you with some clothes. I didn't think dragons normally wore clothes. Is that a spell, or are those genuine articles? Kerr tugged on his shirt as if suddenly aware of it. I think it's a spell. It won't wear off or anything, will it? I assure you, the spell won't wear off from my clothes. It It's just that I don't want to glance back during, I don't know, the heat of battle and catch you stark naked. That will never happen. Jeez, why are you interested in seeing me shirtless? If you want, I can take these off, right? Please, no. I trust the magical sustainability of the clothes, so please keep them on. Besides, you'll stay warmer that way. Is that why Heavenkind wear them? Something like that. I pull off some bread and popped it into my mouth. Kerr watched briefly with interest before averting his eyes. Let me guess, you're hungry as well? I don't know what Heavenkind consume, but I don't think I can eat what I normally would. I handed him the rest of the bread. He arched his eyebrow in surprise at the offering. It's fine, I had a small breakfast, and I'll be in Berri soon. Without bothering to inspect it like he did the apple tart, Kerr crammed the bread into his mouth. I stifled a laugh since I had a feeling dragons had no concept of chewing. Propping an elbow on my knee, I watched him with amusement. I also felt a little unimpressed with how dismissive he was towards me. I'm going to tease him because glowering at him is not going to get us anywhere. I lowered my voice to intimidate him. Oh, Aurelie, I'm so eternally grateful. You're the best that Heavenkind has to offer, and I'm so glad you helped me, fed me, and led me to where I needed to go. Where would I be without your immeasurable kindness? Thank you. Kerr coughed violently as he tried to respond and failed, and I continued. I feigned a sweet giggle and fluttered my fingers toward him. Oh, Kerr, it was nothing. You're welcome. After pounding his chest and swallowing loudly, Kerr tried to speak up. Whoa. Before he could start, I stuffed the last portion of cheese into his mouth. I kept my hand there, and we exchanged a meaningful look. His stare softened, and I took a step back. It's nothing. You finish eating, I'm going to go take a quick walk. I stalked off before he could answer. I approached the riverside, knelt down, and splashed my face with water, rubbing my forehead and cheeks. Then I inhaled deeply and ruffled my hair, careful not to snag on my braid. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. A knight was supposed to be courteous, gentle... What? Courteous, generous, kind, just, honorable, and help those in need. I don't know where I got gentle from. And here I was, struggling to maintain a calm demeanor. There was something about Kerr's attitude that always got me worked up. Well, that and him showing some gratitude would be nice. Or was it wrong for me to seek it in the first place? I still have a long way to go before I'm more like Mom. How does she do it? I grabbed a flat, polished rock and stood up, throwing and catching it a few times while I pondered what to do next. First things first, Kerr will return to Berri with me. We'll need to stock up on supplies and figure out where the next altar is. Does he expect me to travel with him the whole time, or until Oliver? I wonder if I'm mentally prepared for this. Gripping the stone, I threw it into the water at an angle. It skipped a few times before disappearing completely. I bit my lip, not pleased with my 3-hop achievement. I could probably get 7 rebounds on a good day. I should get back. I wonder if Kerr already got impatient and left. Just as I turned to leave, I heard a loud splash and immediately whirled around, unsheathing my sword. I angled the blade upward and widened my stance. Bursting from the water was a large serpent-like dragon with a translucent ridge around it, down its back. Look at the pretty dragon! Sorry. It flapped its wing-like fins, head extending beyond the shore. I grit my teeth, searching for a weak point, but kept my distance. Tightening my grasp on the sword, I looked at the dragon directly in the eye. It recoiled when it saw my weapon, withdrawing its head, but made no further movements. It didn't appear to be hostile. I slowly sheathed my sword, but kept a firm grip on its hilt. A mist formed around the dragon, and I stepped back, unsure of whether to retreat or not. It seemed to vanish as the mist overtook it, and I squinted. Moments later, I spotted a rather hazy figure. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. That's the voice I'm giving him, yep. A blink. I was gonna go with a different voice, but then I realized that I wanted to use this voice. Sorry. Anyway, I'm sorry. I blinked as a leave heaven kind person appeared before me. He had similar ears as the water dragon, so I assumed they were one and the same. He also had brilliant teal-colored hair, which I had never seen before. He fidgeted with his hands and gave me an apologetic look. I didn't mean to, frighten you. No, it's fine. I didn't mean to threaten you with my sword. It's just sort of instinctive, and it's understandable. You didn't know what my intentions were, and I probably looked intimidating. We both stopped and exchanged an awkward smile. At first it was a giggle, but I soon started laughing, then rubbed the back of my head sheepishly. He joined in with his own chuckle, and any tension we felt from our encounter dissolved instantly. So what are you here for? I'm looking for someone. He should be around here, and he would have unique ears like mine, and... You mean Kerr? Are you Kerr's master? Me? Oh, no. I'm a pupil, actually, for someone else, but I know his master well. He raised his arms and glanced at the sleeves, tugging on them before inspecting the rest of his clothes. It was then that I could see his long hair tumble over his shoulders, complete with a flowing purple ribbon. You look fine. Aw, you even transformed with the braid already in place. That's cute. Heaven girl, there you are. I have a name. Kerr approached and gave the newcomer a supercilious glare, who walked and glanced shyly away. I heard a loud splash and came to check. Who are you? I'm Ilmari. I'm Ilmari. We've met a few times. Kerr gazed at him so intently that Ilmari squirmed uneasily. Nope, don't know you. And how did you find me anyway, Ilmara? Ilmari, I overheard our masters talking, and Master Bedros mentioned you, so let me guess, they sent you? Sure, sent. They sent me to supervise your assignment. He's lying out his ass. So please take me with you. Kerr and I exchanged glances. Look, Ellie. Ilmari. Whatever. This isn't exactly something I want to do, nor do I want more company to slow me down, unless you can fly. And can instantly take me to the next altar. I'm not interested. Go back and tell our masters I can handle this myself. But... I sighed and stepped in, raising a hand to touch Kerr's shoulder. You don't need to... Kerr flinched away from the physical contact, and I mentally kicked myself for forgetting already. Right, no touchy. Anyway, I think Ilmari will prove useful. He did say the masters wanted this, right? They placed their trust in him for a reason. Right. I promise I won't be a burden. And if I am, well, I can go back. Kerr grumbled and walked downstream, waving dismissively. Do what you want. Just promise you won't lecture me or do any of that nonsense. I've already got enough of it. Promise. Ilmari's smile was so bright that I couldn't help but grin as well. I turned to him and offered a hand, and he tilted his head curiously. Looks like we'll be traveling companions, at least for a while. This is an offer to shake hands. It's a greeting between heavenkind. Ilmari extended his hand and gave it a firm shake. Pleased to meet you. I'm Aurelie. Pleased to meet you too. And thank you for convincing Kerr. Thank you. Pardon? You have no idea how long I've been waiting to hear those words. I have a feeling you and I will get along swimmingly. Swimmingly? He glanced back at the river, then chuckled. Is this heavenkind humor? Something like that, but it usually elicits more groans than laughter. Come on, we should probably get going before Kerr decides to ditch both of us. I don't have any more food to lure him back. About food and heavenkind needs. I researched a bit, but I'm not completely familiar. Don't worry. My dad makes food for a living, so you'll learn a lot about it. He nodded happily. With that, we quickened our pace before Kerr could yell at us to hurry. I wonder how they'd react to entering a Heavenkind town. Well, we're about to find out, aren't we? Chapter 3, Berri. We arrived late afternoon. Berri was a small farming community nestled by the riverbank, perfectly suited between larger cities. It had at least 3 dozen houses, many with their own farmland, and sprawling orchards beyond the river. Of course, it also had an inn for travelers, which was becoming popular thanks to the improved roads. Ilmari was thrilled, gasping over every little thing while his eyes excitedly darted from one house to the next. Kerr simply rolled his eyes and remained withdrawn as we walked over to my family's house. I admit I was concerned. The ears weren't exactly natural, and Ilmari's hair color was striking even from a distance. Oh my god, look at his eyes sparkling, I just realized. There were a few people who passed and gave curious glances, but they relaxed when they saw I was accompanying the newcomers. You knew everybody in Berri, especially if you lived here for most of your life. When we reached my house, I motioned over to Ilmari and Kerr. Can you two just wait here for a bit? I need to talk to my parents first. I can't just invite strangers in. Is this some kind of Heavenkind formality? Yeah, formality. Something like that. That's why it's important you two don't wander off. Right. I mean it. I opened the door and closed it behind me, stepping into the cozy room. Mom? Dad? I hope they didn't leave to search for me. That would be partially my fault. Aura? Mom! I was embraced in a tight hug. My mother worryingly checked my face before she stepped back. Where were you? Your dad got all anxious, and I kept telling him you would be all right, but when night came... I'm fine. The reason why my scouting took so long was because I bumped into 2 travelers. They're not amnesic? Nope. Any mystical-looking pendants on them? They have some simple jewelry, but no pendants. I don't know why I want to say peasants. Dark and mysterious pasts? I'm pretty sure not. One is a spoiled brat, and the other seemed like he would be the youngest of a dozen siblings. Good. I've had too many troublesome experiences with people like that. Let them into the village, and the next instant it's on fire. That's my girl. Always thinking of everything. Where's Dad? I'm starving. She laughed at my carefree comment. He should be back soon. She leaned to one side, looking past me. You can let your friends in if you'd like. I turned to see Ilmari gingerly tapping the glass, then putting his hands all over it in bafflement. He looked like a performing mime. What is this brilliant substance? You can see beyond it, but it's a barrier. Not from around here? You could say that. Once we sat down at the table, Kerr was content leaning against the wall being sullen. I quickly explained the situation. I left out the punishment since I had a feeling Kerr would get embarrassed. Here in the first place, they'll be observing our customs and looking at some of the altars we built. That sounds wonderful. I know there's been more interaction between both races lately, but I'm out of the loop now. Mom used to be the captain of the guard for the city of Oliver, but had long since retired. She had kept busy performing various protection services for travelers and merchants, patrolling Berri, and even taught sword fighting. We were hoping to leave first thing in the morning. And walk the whole way? I can always swim, but it's harder to navigate in this river recently. A lot of Heavenkind activity. None of us fly. I guess we could always hire a coachman. Actually, there's a small group of merchants heading from Oliver, and they won't leave until tomorrow afternoon. I had initially offered my services, but if you think you can handle it... You mean it? I can arrange it right now. Up for the challenge? It'll be your first real job outside of Berri without me. Of course. I'll protect them to the best of my ability. She laughed at my enthusiasm and excused herself, letting the dragonkind know they were welcome to stay overnight. I grinned and pumped a fist into the air. I feel like this is my first real step into knighthood. A knighthood? Well, probably more like a mercenary. You get hired to protect people and then make sure they arrive at their destination safely. That's a good thing. That way we can get to Oliver and earn a little money. However, if I could ask my mom something later, then I'd really be a knight. I could have left for Oliver at any time, but I need something important first. I was probably grinning like an idiot, but I didn't really care. When I heard the door open, I knew it was my dad immediately, and jumped up. Mom was likely on her late patrols again, and wouldn't be back for a while. You two must be hungry. Is there anything you'd like to eat? Well, I'm open to anything. I've never tried humankind food before. Heavenkind. We'll try our best to make you something you'll like, Omari. Kerr? He pondered at first, and then reluctantly looked up. Yes? That one with the apple slices on it. Oh, apple tarts, of course. Pastries are my dad's specialty. He'll make some for you. The smallest of smiles appeared on Kerr's face, but it quickly vanished. At least there was something Heavenkind related that he enjoyed. Our meal was pleasant, and I was surprised that my dad got Kerr to say more than a few lines. My dad always had a way of winning people over through his cooking. Ilmari found our eating traditions extremely complicated, what with all of the dishes and utensils used, but kept getting drawn to the windows again. If I ever let him loose in a stained glass church, I snorted behind my cup thinking about it. When Mom returned, I pulled her away from the group for a private chat. Is it all arranged, so I'll be able to guard the carriage tomorrow? Yes. Then, since I'm going to Oliver anyway, can you write a letter recommending me for knighthood? In Oliver, there was a special guild for knights. People trained by revered knights could be endorsed to serve under the Sun and Moon Council. If I was going to Oliver now, this would be a perfect opportunity to join them. With Mom's name, they would not refuse me. If anything, they'd usher me in with open arms. My mom sighed and rubbed her forehead, already tired of the persistent conversation. Honestly, Aura, I still don't think you're ready and mature enough to. I'm ready! Not only that, I could help help the dragonkind better. Please? She chuckled weakly, but I could tell she was still firm in her decision. Look, I'll think about it. For now, you can assist Kerr and Ilmari just fine without the rank. I gave her a petulant look, but gave in. Alright, I'm glad you're at least considering it. Thanks, Mom. I returned to the others who were finishing up their meal. As I gathered the dishes, Dad glanced towards the stairs. Would you like to spend the night here? You've already done so much for us. We would also prefer spacious places, so we'll be fine outside. You sure? Do you see us living in these things? Not really. We still have some time before it gets dark. I can show you around the town if you'd like. Ilmari brightened immediately. I'll go. Pass. Weren't you ordered to learn more about Heavenkind? You can summarize it for me. I'm more about finding the altars. Which locations you visit after you learn? Let sleeping dragons lie, Ilmari. We can have fun without crabapple sulking along. I grabbed Ilmari's hand and led him outside, deciding to show off the orchards the town specialized in. As we walked down the road, we passed a farmhouse where 4 children ran around playing tag. When one spotted us, he waved, and the other 3 eagerly scampered towards us. Aura, come play! Another time, Chase. The youngest sibling crept forward and gazed up at Ilmari curiously. Your ears are funny. Is that a bad thing? Not at all. They're really cute, don't you think, Heather? She giggled. They look like butterflies. The children prodded at Ilmari and ran around until their mother called them back. Although I did not expect that, Ilmari seemed to have enjoyed himself. How sweet. They're all siblings, so they play well together. Or they play together a lot. Siblings? They're all related? Yeah, it's not uncommon to have large families here, although I'm an only child myself. What about you? I guess you were like the youngest of a dozen. No, I'm an only child too. It's extremely rare for dragon type to have siblings. I don't think I've met one that had more than two. He tilted his head and glanced at me hesitantly, as if pondering something. Then for mating season, is it... Alarm bells went off in my head, and I made a giant cross with my arms to dissuade him. Oh no, banned. I'm banning this subject. As if I could accurately answer those type of questions anyway. If you don't ask, I won't ask how it works between dragons. Ah, right, I agree. He appeared so awkward that I couldn't help but laugh, and we chuckled over our quick diversion. Alright, let's keep going. I can show you around one of the farms. Okay. One of the barns was open, which belonged to an old friend of my family. I casually strolled in, pointing to various equipment. Omari gestured to a device in the corner. What does that do? Oh, it's a churn. You use it to, well, churn or milk or cream into butter. Cream? Butter? Here, I'll demonstrate. Pretending, of course. I approached the cylindrical wooden tub and touched the stave. Basically, you plunge this up and down and it'll shake liquid and eventually turn it into a solid. Milk, cream, and butter are all types of food. As I explained, the house owner entered, carrying 2 buckets filled to the brim with something. Hi, Bryony. I saw you showing your friend around and thought you'd like to demonstrate the real thing. With a wry smile, she set the buckets down. I wasn't planning on staying. I want to see it. Between Ilmari's persistence and my inability to decline a request from my mom's friend, I gave in. Alright, I'll show you, Ilmari. Then afterwards, you can show him how to milk the cows. Fine, I'll do it. I'll do it all. I wasn't sure how, but I got roped into chores while showing Ilmari around. His questions were endless, and he enjoyed every minute of it. Whenever I offered for him to take over, he'd shake his head and say he'd probably mess it up. I had a feeling he was just saying that. At least he loved the apple orchard when I was able to finally guide him there. It was late evening when we returned, and I was rolling my aching shoulder. Even my calluses have calluses. I haven't done farm stuff in years. I'm surprised I remembered it all. I had been more focused on my sword training and patrolling duties as of late. But did you have fun, Ilmari? He grinned like a child who had left the sweet shop with a pocket of cookies. I did. I thought it was really interesting. I don't know if I'd call it interesting, but I guess I've been here so long that it's all routine to me. If I was a knight, I could do more things. Nothing. Thinking out loud. You sure have a lot of questions regarding Heavenkind. Sorry about that. I love learning new things. In return, if you have any questions about Dragonkind, I'd be happy to answer. He stopped and shyly fidgeted with his hands, and I could tell he anticipated an inquiry. I don't know. I will make this decision next time. Because I can't make it now. So, thank you for watching. I love you. Bye-bye. I want to touch his ear.